night was cold. A winter breeze moved through Bhopal like it had 1,000 nights before. Children were asleep. Mothers had locked their doors. In the slums, near the factory, 1 million people breathed in and out. They didn't know that 40 tons of death was waking up behind steel walls. December 2nd, 1984. Union Carbide India Limited, a pesticide plant. The chemical inside, methyl isocyanate. My workers called it liquid dynamite. It boils at 39 degrees Celsius. It kills at parts per million, and that night, the safety systems were asleep. 11 p.m. A worker notices something, pressure rising in tanky 610. But the gauge was broken. The alarm switched off to avoid disturbing the neighborhood. Water. That's all it took. Water found its way into the tank during a routine pipe wash. For Mike, water is a trigger. It starts a violent chemical reaction. Heat, pressure, poison. By midnight, the temperature inside tank E610 hit 200 degrees Celsius. The concrete slab above it cracked. The steel groaned. At 12:15 a.m., the control room heard it a rumbling like a freight train under their feet. They knew. God, they knew. But the vent gas scrubber was off. They dismantled for repairs. The refrigeration unit that should have kept Mike cold drained to save money. 1 a.m. The safety valve blew. A cloud rose. Colorless. Heavier than air. It didn't roar. It didn't burn. It crawled down the plant walls, across the railway tracks, into the juggies, where families slept on the floor. 6 to our room. The first to die were the children. Lungs the size of fists. Mothers woke up, choking. Their eyes felt like acid. They grabbed their babies and ran. But which way do you run from air? The gas burned through eyelids. It filled lungs with fluid. People vomited, then drowned in their own bodies. One man, Davy Singh, told reporters, "I picked up my daughter. She was light, like a doll. By the time I reached the street, she was gone." The streets became rivers of people. Barefoot, blind, screaming, names that no one answered. Dogs howled, then fell silent. Leaves turned black and dropped from trees. The hospital was 2 kilometers away, but doctors had no idea what Mike was. There was no antidote. The company manual was in English. The doctor spoke Hindi. They poured water into burning eyes and made it worse. Water activates Mike. By sunrise, the dead lay in rows at the railway station. Bodies covered with bed sheets, a sea of white. Official death count that morning, 2,259. But the grave diggers knew better. The cremation grounds burned for weeks. Within 14 days, 8,000 were gone. And the dying didn't stop. This wasn't an accident. It was a warning we ignored. A 1982 safety audit listed 61 hazards. Catastrophe waiting to happen. Union Carbide cut staff, cut training, cut corners, because profit was gas and human life was cheap. By dawn on December 3rd, Bhopal had become a gas chamber 40 square kilometers wide. 500,000 people poisoned, and this was only the begin. Because the gas leaves the air, but it doesn't leave the blood. It doesn't leave the womb. It doesn't leave the soil.